Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be analyzing Apple stock and more specifically updating on our purple channel and box, which we identified in the last video on Apple as a clear point of support and resistance, setting us up for a major breakout. Now in this video, I not only want to share my analysis on what will be happening with Apple stock over the next few weeks, but we will also again take a look at an options trade, which I took on Friday and when the stock was around our clear support price. So with this options trade, I was able to make around 20% return already in a single trading day since I got in. So obviously this reflects the massive potential for a breakout that Apple has had this whole week, and if we are able to continue pushing slowly and upwards out of this purple box. Now, in order to understand why Apple has such massive potential to move this week and why the stock will be volatile like how we enjoy trading other companies, we need to consider what Apple has been doing as a company themselves over the last few weeks and how the new Fed policy could harm or help the growth of Apple's core business over the next few days.
Samik, I guess what you're fundamentally saying is that people have underestimated the power of the renewal phase of iPhones and the renewal cycle heading into the iPhone 13.
When you think about the large installed base that Apple has, 5G is not going to be a one-year phenomenon. It's going to be a multi-year upgrade cycle. We're excited about the iPhone 13, not only the upgraders into it, but also switchers. You're seeing a lot of switchers coming over from Android because of the leadership that Apple is establishing with the 5G devices. And just to give you a preview of what we're excited into next year, really, and that's where really the acceleration in growth comes from, is the iPhone SE, which is going to be a 5G device. And a lot of investors seem to underappreciate the kind of the capability of that device, as well as the upgrade and switches that can come into that device. This is going to be an affordable 5G phone. You're going to see a large install base. We estimate it's about like 400 million install base that has devices that are smaller screen size than that. And they're really going to look at that device as a good upgrade option into a 5G device.
So as you can tell, the outlook on Apple is still very, very bullish, not only because of what they did last year, but of the potential they have to do very well over the next few weeks and very, very soon over the next month when they do release their next iPhone, which will be the iPhone 13. And as you heard the man in the video say, he is an investor on JP Morgan Bank, and he really does think that this iPhone 13 is going to be an affordable solution for people who might want to switch over from Android to Apple, or even for people who are looking to upgrade their phones from a previous version like iPhone 5, iPhone 6, and even iPhone 9, which, as he explains, are still very much in the market. So having said that, I want to focus now on the chart action for Apple stock and ultimately help you guys get an idea of what's going to be happening over the next few weeks. So with Apple, you can see we were on the daily time frame, which represents that each one of these candles you are seeing on the chart are equal to one trading day. And what we are trying to do here is identify a pattern which can reliably give us some profits, or at least give us an idea of when might be a great time to get in. So as you guys can see, and as we shown in our last video, we were watching this wedge right here, which was ultimately pushing Apple up higher and higher over the last few months, leading us into the purple breakout box, the purple rectangle that we have identified here. And ultimately, this is the area of most concern for us right now with Apple, and what is going to give us the obvious sign of whether we are going to be breaking out to the upside, continuing possibly to where I personally think at around $170 a share, or if potentially we will see one more test on the bottom of this wedge before making that move up. So that's why it's so critical to keep our eye on this purple box, and why I focus so heavily on the levels which are represented here, and which I'm going to be diving deeper in just a few seconds. But as always, guys, please have your chart set up like this if you are following my analysis on TradingView, and if you aren't, then the link to check out this website for free is down in the description below. Now, in order to recognize what's happening with Apple's stock, we first need to again identify these critical levels of support and resistance, which are ultimately the key to knowing when Apple is going to be ready to break out. So as you can see with the purple box, we have consistently been getting some buying pressure at around $142 a share. And for that reason, that's why I am looking to buy more shares of Apple if we do come down to this price. And ultimately, that's what I did 2 days ago when the stock did come around to 144. As you can see, there was a massive dive down, and I was able to pick up some call options, and over the last few days, over the last trading hours, I'm up around 25% on those. So as always, guys, that was a massive play. And again, I did mention that was a great time to buy in 142 to 144 a share in my last video. So ultimately, if you were staying updated, you might have been able to take advantage of that play. But right now you can see that Apple is at the higher part of this range. So ultimately, what do I recommend you to do as an Apple investor? If you're already invested into the company and holding shares, even at the 142, 144, continue holding those shares because we are getting very, very close to the top and very close to this breakout moment, which we are expecting on Apple stock. But ultimately, if you have not bought in yet, then I would wait for the breakout moment. I wouldn't buy in just now. Seeing as we are at the top of this range, it's going to be very easy for you to potentially lose money if you buy in when the stock is hot like this, and if you don't wait for the clear confirmation moment of a breakout. So ultimately, my best recommendation for any Apple investors over the last few days, and anybody who's here following the channel and following this purple box, make sure that you buy if it is around 142 and 144. But ultimately, we are now in a position where we're waiting for the breakout. And if you haven't already invested in on Apple stock, my best recommendation for you, and what I'm personally going to be doing with my own Apple position, is going to be to hold and wait for this breakout. Now, as always, don't forget to check out the links in the description below, as I will be having a lot more Apple content coming soon. So as always, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. But guys, I hope all your trades are in the green.